Hi guys, and welcome to another Divi theme video. This is Jamie of System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. We got a little blog page here with a little automated slider at the top and a little blog grid at the bottom. We're going to show you how to make this automated slider or post slider that's at the top here today. Really easy to do. We're not using any extra plugins or anything. This is all built with the inbuilt features of the Divi theme itself. So if I go back to the dashboard, obviously to make this work today, you need to have some posts. I've imported some posts from another site. So I've got plenty here. And we've got various categories. Now most of these have got a web design category, so that's what I'm going to use for my slider today. So let's enable the visual builder. And I'll just go down and delete what we've got here. I've got a section with a row with a single column in it. Let's add a module. Divi comes as standard with all these modules, plenty enough to get just about any site going. And here it is, post slider. That's what I want to use today. So I'm going to left click on that. And it pops it up straight away. Really easy to do. Now you can choose how many posts you want to put in there. I'm going to put in 12. Decide what categories you want to include. I'm going to include web design. You can order them by date, new to old, title A, Z, Z, A, whichever way around you want. Decide what you want your button to say. You can say read post or whatever it is pertinent to what you're saying. You can choose to show an excerpt. This is the excerpt right here. And it's using the post excerpts. You can decide how long. For instance, we got 270 characters there. If I was to go 150. As you can see, it's a lot shorter. I'm going to put that back to 270. Or, it's common to most Divi modules, if you do something and you're not happy with it, simply select it and delete it. It'll go back to the default for you, which was 270 there. You can offset them if you need to. Now the elements that are showing up here, we've got arrows, obviously arrows. We've got controls, pagination controls down there. Got a read more button. And post meta, which is who it's by, date, web design, WooCommerce, WordPress, etc. And you can choose to switch these on or off. So I'm going to say turn the arrows off. I'm happy to have the read more button. Not sure I want the metadata there, so I'm going to turn the metadata off too. Featured image. At the moment it's using it as a background image, which I quite like. I'm going to leave mine on there. But you can choose to put it on the left or on the right, top or bottom. Like I say, I like to have it in the background. That works quite well for me. Now I'm not going to use a link because they're linking to the actual post. If you click on this, it's going to link to the post. If you want to have the actual module itself linked to somewhere else, you can put that in there. And obviously best practice is, if you're linking to your own site, keep it in the same window. If you're linking to an off-site to a new website, put it in a new tab so your site stays open. I'm not going to put a background in because purely our image is the background there, so there's absolutely no point. Design wise, the overlay, if I turn this off, you'll see the difference. That's just a plain image or my featured image for each of those posts in the background there. And if I turn that off and move to a different post perhaps, see, it kind of makes it a little difficult to read the text and info and read post there. So if you use an overlay, it makes it a lot more easier to read. And you can choose how dark you want it to go. Just put whatever color you want in there. Click on the actual color itself. Bring the opacity down, this right hand slider here, to where you can see enough of the post but still be able to read the read post button and the little excerpt right there. Navigation. Well, we've turned the arrows off, so I've got no arrows there. You can change the color of your little buttons right here. Whatever you want. Image, well, we're using our image as background. I don't want any rounded corners or any borders. You can put those on if you want to. It's an option. You can give it a little box shadow if you want to, but I'm going to leave it just as it is. That works perfectly for me. Now you can edit title text, body text, and meta text all separately if you want to here. If you watch any of my videos before, you'll know that Divi comes with a huge amount of fonts. There literally are hundreds of fonts. Choose a font, just go in here, hover over it, and it'll show you an example of what they've got there. I'm going to stick with the default. Of course, you can capitalize, make it bold, uppercase, lowercase, however you want to do it, align it left, right, center. Whatever works for the styling of what you've got on there. And it's the same for the body and meta text. And of course there's a button here. You can use custom styles for your button. I'll leave the text size and everything as it is, but you can choose fonts and do exactly what you want. Let's just change the background color of the button itself. And let's take that border away. There we go, simple little purple button there. Now if you want to change the actual shape of the button, we can make a pill shaped button by giving it a high border radius, something like 50, and you've got yourself a pill shaped button there. But again, I'm happy to have it on the default, which is a couple of pixels slightly rounded corner, so I'm going to delete that. Choose your button icon here. When we hover over it, it's got a little icon there. Plenty to choose from the Elegant Themes library here. If you don't want to show it at all, switch that off. If you want to show it all the time, if we roll down a little bit, you can switch this to off and it'll have it there all the time. You can choose whether it's on the right or the left. Give you text in your button, a little text shadow if you want it to stand out a little bit more. You can use button margins to move it closer or further away from the metadata there, and padding will make it fatter or wider. For instance, if I put 20 pixels top, bottom, you can see that makes that deeper. 30 pixels left and right, and that makes it wider. Sizing wise, I really don't want to change that, but if you do, at the moment it's taking up the full width of the column that it's in right there. You can decide to have it smaller if you want to, and then you can justify it to the center, right or left. But again, I'm happy for it to take up 100% of the available space. Spacing wise, really don't want to change anything. You've got padding top and bottom, but that's going to affect the surrounding area there. I'm happy to have it as it is. If you want to put a border or a box shadow on, you can do here. As you can see, we've got a little box shadow under there now, just lifting it off the page. Filters, I don't really need to use that. Transform, don't need to use that. Animation, here's the important one. Here's where we make it automatic, so it flips those slides automatically. So if we go into animation, you're going to find automatic animation down the bottom here. Flip that to on. At the moment it's set to do it every 7 seconds or 7,000 milliseconds. Let's change that to 5,000 milliseconds or 5 seconds. It'll flip now every 5 seconds. Continue automatic slide on hover. That basically means when they put their mouse over it, it's going to continue going. I don't want that to happen. When they put their mouse on it, I want it to pause so they can actually read what's on here and take a look at the image. But that's entirely up to you. If you want to keep it rolling, switch that to on. And that's pretty much all there is to do it. Really easy to do. Let's save this and make sure it's going to work on the front end. Save draft or publish if you're ready. And let's exit the Visual Builder. Okay, and here we are. There's our little blog slider or post slider. It's automatically rolling every 5 seconds. If we want to check one of these posts out, simply click on the button and it takes us to the post. Fantastic, really easy to do. And that's another great feature of the Divi theme there. So I hope you've enjoyed this today and found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up, ring the bell, comment, share and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Once again, this has been Jamie from System22 and webdesignandtechtips.com. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.